Hello, welcome to my tutorial on dividing decimals. Dividing decimals is almost exactly the same as dividing with a one-digit divisor. So if you've got that, this will be a breeze. Let's go ahead and get started. When we divide with decimals, we're going to follow the same exact steps as we do with regular division. Divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. There's only one extra thing that we need to keep in mind. When we go to set up our parking spaces, just like in any other problem, we're going to put a line over each number in the dividend, but we're going to put our decimal exactly above where our decimal is in the problem. Just like that. This is what you need to do to make sure your problem comes out right every time. Let's go ahead and solve this problem. We start off with how many times can 4 go into 3? It cannot go into 3. How many times can 4 go into 35? 4 can go into 35 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. Subtract and you get 3. Bring down the 1. Now, you do not bring down the decimal at all. Once you place it up here, that's all. You don't even have to think about it anymore. How many times can 4 go into 31? 4 can go into 31 7 times. 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract, you're going to get 3. Bring down the 6. How many times can 4 go into 36? 4 goes exactly into 36 9 times. 4 times 9 is 36. We subtract and get 0. The good thing is you can check this problem just like a regular division problem. With Elvis here, we're going to multiply 8 and 79/100ths times 4. And we should get the number that's in our dividend. 4 times 9 is 36, carry the 3. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31, carry the 3. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 3 more is 35. In decimal multiplication, you need to count the digits behind any decimal, so we have 2 digits here, so that means we need to move our decimal in 2 times. 1, 2. 35 and 16/100ths matches right up with 35 and 16/100ths, so we did it right. Let's do another example. All right, we have 120 and 74/100ths divided by 2. So the first thing, most importantly, we're going to put our parking spaces, our decimal, and our parking spaces. We're going to go through just like normal. How many times can 2 go into 1? 0. How many times can 2 go into 12? 6 times exactly. 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract, you get 0. Bring down the 0. How many times can 2 go into 0? 0 times. 2 times 0 is 0. Subtract, you get 0. Bring down the 7. Again, don't bring that decimal down. How many times can 2 go into 7? It can go into 7 3 times. That gives you 6. You subtract and get 1. Last one, bring down the 4. How many times can 2 go into 14? It goes in 7 times exactly. And that gives you 14, and you get 0. Let's go ahead and check to make sure we're right. 60 and 37/100ths times 2. 2 times 7 is 14, carry the 1. 2 times 3, 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 times 0 is 0, and 2 times 6 is 12. We've got 2 digits behind the decimal, and we move it in 2 times. And our dividend matches perfectly. Let's go ahead and review the rules and then we'll get to some practice. The rules for dividing decimals are pretty easy. Number 1, put your parking spaces and decimal on the top. The only real difference here is to make sure you have that decimal on the top. Number 2, divide normally. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. And finally, check your work with multiplication. Let's go ahead and do some practice. Go ahead and pause your video, work these problems out, check them as well, and then play to see if you got the right answer. Here are your answers. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.